Good morning. This is going to be the first of a series of lectures we're going to be having in American national government that'll be available on my YouTube channel. And so we're going to start with the current political situation. And to understand the current political situation, we need to have a bit of historic reference. There's two words you need to know. Okay, I'm going to write them down on my handy whiteboard I have here. Word number one is globalism. And word number two is populism. Populism. Okay? To understand where we are in the current political situation in this year, understand these two words. Okay? And to help you understand it, I want to go back to 1945. 1945, World War II ended. Okay, 75 years ago, the bloodiest war in the history of the world. Upwards of 100 million people lost their lives. And the leaders of the world wanted to prevent it from happening again. And they came up with an idea. And the idea we call globalism. And what it was is you tie your country to another country through trade, through cultural exchanges, through sports, through educational opportunities, through tourism. In other words, the thinking behind globalism was that if people knew each other, they'd be less likely to kill each other. Okay? It's a simple idea, it's a clever idea, and so they decided to implement it. And out of that came such agencies as the United Nations. Okay? NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Out of that came the World Bank, O-R-L-D, World Bank, and the World Health Organization. Okay? And the idea was very simple. If we like each other, if we get along with each other, if we play with each other, if we visit each other, we're not going to kill each other. Okay? So this has been the dominant mentality since World War II. And every president from World War II to 2017 has strived to maintain globalism. Most of the leaders in other countries have also strived to retain globalism. Well, guess what? About 2015, somebody said, we need to challenge this idea of globalism. And we need to replace it with this different idea, populism. And populism is very simple. It is your own people go first. Donald Trump is an example of it. What does he say? Make America great. When he was campaigning in 2015, 2016, he said, America first. And while he was saying that, that same idea was building up in other countries. In Great Britain, it was called Brexit, where Great Britain decided it had to leave the European Union. The European Union was one of those that was created after World War II. Okay? And the British people actually voted to leave the European Union. Okay? Donald Trump came along. Donald Trump said it's got to be America first. He got elected. What he's been doing, he has been starting to cut our ties. Like with NATO, we pulled out of the World Health Organization earlier this year. He's been very critical of the European Union. He's been very critical of the World Bank, very, very critical of the United Nations. So, what the president has done is he has jumped into the side of populism, a focus on your own country first. And it's been going on in Great Britain. It's been going on in the United States. It's been taking place in Brazil. It's been taking place in Eastern Europe, Hungary, for example. It's been taking place in South Africa. It has been spreading all over the world. So, this concept that has kept the world safe since World War II is falling apart. And it's being replaced by this new idea, populism. And we're going to have another go at it in the election here in the United States in November. Okay? Donald Trump represents populism. Joe Biden represents globalism. Okay? Now, I do have to add this important point. This has been around 1945 to 2015. Populism has become the big deal from 2015 to when, but here's my point. When was populism popular before? Populism was popular before in the 1920s and the 1930s. This idea of your own country first is one of the reasons that we ended up with World War II. Make Germany great again. Make Russia great again. Make Japan great again. Populism, this focus on individual countries, led to the bloodiest war. Out of that bloody war, everybody moved to globalism, but that idea of globalism really is broken down, and now we're not there anymore. Okay? So we're going back to the original idea that caused World War II. So there's our first lecture. Great way to start the semester. There's a lot more coming. Okay? See ya.